Welcome to the world of open source, where every line of code carries a story of collaboration and learning. Open source is simply a term that refers to something people can modify and share because its design is publicly accessible. In the realm of programming, open source involves a community of developers who collaborate to create, improve, and distribute software. This software isn't locked behind a wall of secrecy, but out in the open, inviting innovation, improvement, and learning. The beauty of open source is its ability to unlock practical programming experience. By contributing to open source projects, you don't just write code, you solve real-world problems, you learn from others, and you share your knowledge with the world. You become a part of a community that nurtures growth and innovation. So how do we jump into this vast ocean of opportunity? Let's get started. Before diving in, there are a few things you need to have under your belt. Now you might be thinking, what could I possibly need? I'm just contributing to a project, right? Well, yes and no. Contributing to open source isn't just about coding. It's about understanding the tools and the environment where that coding happens. First off, you need to have a basic understanding of Git and GitHub. These are the platforms where most open source projects live. They allow us to track changes, collaborate, and manage different versions of the project. So if you're not familiar with them, it's time to start learning. Next, you need to know how to use version control systems. This is how we manage changes and revisions in a project. It's like a safety net for your code, and it's essential for collaborative work. Finally, you need to be familiar with the programming language that the project uses. Whether it's Python, JavaScript, or any other language, knowing the syntax and the quirks of the language will make your contribution more meaningful. With these tools in your arsenal, you're ready to begin your open source journey. The first step on your open source journey is finding the right project. Now, you might be wondering, where do I even begin? Well, navigating the open source world can seem a bit daunting initially, but don't fret, we've got you covered. The easiest way to dive in is by exploring platforms like GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. These are virtual treasure troves of open source projects just waiting for you to discover them. You can browse through thousands of repositories, each housing a unique project that could potentially be your next big venture. Now, while you're sifting through these repositories, it's essential to remember that not every project will be the right fit for you. The key here is to find a project that aligns with your interests and skill level. Are you a Python enthusiast? Maybe you're into web development, or perhaps data science is your thing. Whatever your passion or proficiency, there's undoubtedly a project out there that matches it. But how do you gauge if a project is right for you? Well, start by checking out the project's README file. This will give you a good sense of what the project is all about. Next, take a look at the project's issues. Are they labeled Good First Issue or Beginner Friendly? If so, it's a sign that the project maintainers encourage newcomers. This could be a great place to start. And don't forget, you don't have to go it alone. Engage with the open source community. Ask questions, seek advice, and most importantly, be open to learning. The open source community is incredibly supportive and can offer invaluable guidance as you embark on your journey. Lastly, don't rush. Take your time to explore, understand, and choose a project. It's not a race. The goal here is to gain practical programming experience. And the best way to do that is by working on something you genuinely enjoy. Remember, the best project for you is the one that you feel excited about. Once you've found the right project, it's time to get to know it better. Now, this isn't just about reading the project description and nodding along. No, it's about diving deep into the project structure, its code base, and most importantly, its contribution guidelines. Understanding a project's structure is like understanding the blueprint of a building. It gives you a bird's eye view of how everything is organized and how different parts of the project interact with each other. It's like a map that guides you through the project. You see, every project is a unique maze, and understanding its structure is your first step towards navigating it successfully. Next, you need to familiarize yourself with the codebase. This might seem daunting, especially if the project is large. But don't worry, you're not expected to understand every single line of code. Start by understanding the core components and how they work. Look at the functions, the classes, the logic. Don't shy away from asking questions. Remember, the goal here is to learn. And there's no such thing as a dumb question. But before you jump in and start making changes, take a moment to read the contribution guidelines. These rules are there for a reason. They maintain the integrity of the project and ensure that everyone is on the same page. Break them, and you risk your contribution being rejected. So, Respect the rules, follow them, and when in doubt, ask. Now let's talk about making contributions. You start by forking the project, which is essentially creating your own copy of the project. Then you make your changes, test them thoroughly, and once you're confident about them, you submit a pull request. This is your proposal for changes. It's like saying, hey, I've made these changes and I think they'll improve the project. But remember, it's not just about making changes, it's about making meaningful contributions, so don't rush it. Take your time, think about what the project needs, and then make your contribution. Respect the rules, be polite, and remember, every contribution, no matter how small, is valuable. Contributing to open source is a two-way street. Be open to feedback and ready to learn. Like any journey, the road to becoming a proficient open source contributor is paved with feedback and learning opportunities. Let's delve into this further. Feedback is an integral part of the open source contribution process. It comes from other contributors, maintainers, even users. It might be about your code, your approach, or even your communication style. And let's be honest, it's not always easy to hear. But remember, feedback isn't about pointing out your flaws, it's about helping you grow. It's a signal that others are invested in your development, in the quality of the project, and in the community as a whole. Constructive criticism is a powerful tool. It can be a catalyst for improvement, pushing you to refine your skills, to question your methods, to strive for better. Look at it as a gift, a learning opportunity wrapped in honesty. It can be tough to take, but it's worth it. It can highlight areas where you excel and point out where there's room for growth. The beauty of open source is that it's a continuous learning journey. As technology evolves, so should your skills. Each contribution, each piece of feedback is a stepping stone towards becoming a better coder. It's a cycle of learning, applying, improving, and it's what makes contributing to open source so rewarding. It's important to be proactive in seeking out feedback. Don't wait for it to come to you. Ask for it. Show that you're eager to learn and to improve. It's a sign of maturity, of commitment, of a true open source contributor. But remember, feedback is just the start. It's what you do with it that really counts. Use it as a springboard for self-improvement. Learn from it, grow from it, become better because of it. So when you step into the world of open source, be ready for feedback. Welcome it, embrace it. It's your guide on this journey of continuous learning and improvement. Embrace feedback, learn from it, and always strive to do better. Contributing to open source might seem daunting, but remember, every expert was once a beginner. You've got the potential to be that expert. It's all about taking that first step and embracing the journey. Let's quickly recap what we've covered today. We began by understanding what open source is all about. It's a unique and inclusive world where code is freely available for anyone and everyone to use, modify, and distribute. It's a platform where you can contribute to the tech community and earn practical programming experience. Next, we talked about the prerequisites. You need to have a basic understanding of the programming language that the project uses. But don't worry, you don't have to be a master. Open source communities are full of people who are ready to help you learn and grow. Then we delved into finding the right project. Remember, the key is to find a project that aligns with your interests and skill level. This could be anything from a small bug fix to building an entire feature. Don't shy away from the small tasks. They are the stepping stones to larger contributions. After that, we took a look at understanding the project and making contributions. You need to understand the project's goals, its code base, and its community. Once you've got a handle on these, you can start making your contributions. We also touched on handling feedback and improving. Feedback is a gift. It's the catalyst that propels your growth as a developer. So embrace it, learn from it, and use it to refine your skills. So there you have it. A roadmap to kickstart your journey into the open source world. It might seem like a lot, but remember, every journey starts with a single step. And with every step you take, you'll be gaining invaluable practical programming experience. So gear up, code on, and start your open source journey today.